affect our day is health and fitness coach April Lund. Thanks so much for joining us again. Hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, first of all, let's point it out. You've got the spring colors on top, beautiful lipstick, nice bright blue, and then we're rocking the winter on bottom because let's keep it real, it's not quite spring yet.
Well, you know, I ran outside at like 6 a.m. I messaged the producer and I'm like, hey, wave at me as I go past, right? It's funny because as we're talking about perspective, I'm really covered but my face, it was cold. And I'm like, you know, people pay lots of money to freeze their face. This is just free Botox, right? Like, this is great. Power of perspective.
Yes. What a perfect example of how your perspective can shift your attitude, because today is a day Heidi and I are dealing with it. We want to be in spring and we have to get our mindset to a place that we're accepting what we're getting. So we're going to talk about it today.
Yes. And so, you know, I want to start with a little story about perspective, because perspective is so important, because we both see the same thing, but we might think different things. Like this morning was actually the first time since I've been home that I even looked at what the weather looked like because I was going outside. And I've got friends back home in St. Louis that are complaining how cold it is. And like, what is the temperature there? And I don't even know, because it doesn't matter. And I said, if I write a book, it's going to be April the Postman. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, because she delivers. Rain, sleet, snow, shine, it doesn't matter. And our perspective is so important. So, you know, I have this little joke, and oftentimes when I'm giving a presentation, I start with it. And there's a man and a woman. They're in the kitchen, and the woman's looking out the window, and she's talking about the neighbor. And gosh, when is she going to learn how to do laundry? Look how dirty her whites are. Okay, the next morning comes out, tells her husband, I mean, I think she's getting worse. Maybe I should go over there and help her. Look how dirty. Next morning, she comes into the kitchen and she's like, wow, she must have learned how to do laundry. The husband says, I just cleaned the window.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Okay, so it's perspective.
The lens that you're seeing
the lens that we're seeing things. There's a reason why the windshield is so big and the rear view mirror is so small. You know, when we're looking at life, our mindset is so powerful. And one of the biggest mistakes I see people, and I know this affects you because you have to get up so early. I was proud of myself for not saying the butt crack of dawn, but I said it anyways. I just
I'm proud of you too.
But I mean, it's so early.
Right.
Any given day, you can get up and go, oh, I'm so tired. I didn't get enough sleep. The baby kept me up. I mean, there's 50 reasons you can start your day out with a negative mindset. But we have to be intentional on that, because no matter what, we still have to deliver. We still have things we have to get done. So that excuse of I didn't get a good night's sleep or things didn't go how I want, if we start with that attitude, that will be how our day is. So we got to start positive.
You know, I'm glad that you said that, because I thought to myself, I've been wearing a sleep tracker lately, and I checked it this morning and it was rough. It was very rough. And I thought about making a post on social media about how bad sleep I got last night. And then I thought, that's not probably helping me, and it's not helping other people who are going to see it too. So the things we say, the conversations we have with ourselves or with other people are going to be important in building that perspective.
And to be honest, do you feel tired right now?
I feel okay. It hasn't hit
and
me
you
yet.
look beautiful.
Thank you.
So, you know, so just because we had something that didn't go our way doesn't mean it has to be a bad day. Like, if that taste of milk was bad, doesn't mean the whole meal is spoiled, or just that milk, you know, and that's so important. So also, our attitude and the way we view things really impact other people. And I've really been intentional about, because I can be quick to judge or snap at, like, when you're in a hurry, especially, which whose fault is it you're in a hurry? Yours. So like, let's say someone's driving not so nice and they cut you off. Instead of thinking negatively about that, I think, man, I bet they're in a hurry. And I try to change my attitude. Or if someone is short with you at the store, or mean, or bumps in front of you, or cuts in line, maybe their husband just passed away. Maybe they have kids out in the car because it's icy and crazy and they didn't want to take them in, and so they're in a hurry. It's our perspective or how we look at things. And we need to have some grace. not only with ourselves, but with other people.
This is just good timing, I think, to have this conversation, because we do need that reminder every once in a while. We need other people to push us and look for the bright side of things and shift our perspective, put ourselves in someone else's shoes, because at this point in the winter, and it feels like it keeps dragging on, we can start to get into the same pattern of thinking. It's time to shake things up a little bit.
Yeah, you know, I've had a couple people go, oh, depression is really set in with this weather. And I'm like, what's different about this weather than last week? You were fine last week.
Yeah.
The difference is your attitude. You're going to use the weather as an excuse why you didn't get your butt out of bed, why you didn't follow through with your goals. And no one gives a crap about your excuses but you.
That's true.
You know, and quit blaming it on things and take some responsibility, some accountability,
Yeah.
and flip your script on how you think.
Well, this, I think, is something you work with people a lot. When they come to you with the challenges, the obstacles in their life, reasons why they can't be reaching their goal or they haven't done it yet, I think you often encourage people to change the perspective on that. One thing you've said to me before is busyness is, okay, wait, how do I put it
It's a
again?
matter of priorities.
Matter of priorities. Thank you. And it totally shifted the way I looked at that, at being busy too.
Yeah, and you know, I appreciate honesty. And with myself and with other people, I actually had one of my star athletes tell me, you know what, I'm not going to be there in the morning because I'm going to be hungover. And I appreciated it so much because the level of growth this person had, because before, I mean, 3-4 months ago, they would have made up an excuse. Instead, she was just honest with herself, and then she just came later. You know, so she still followed through. She still made the adjustment.
Yes.
And I think it's just really important to know that just because things don't go our way doesn't mean the life is over, the day is over, the goal is over. It doesn't mean that we can't succeed. And honestly, how often does life ever really go our way?
Yes,
Right?
absolutely.
Like my nails look incredible, but it took an hour and a half. Right? I had to get the USA nails. But
love
you know,
it,
but it took an hour and a half that set my day up differently.
Yes.
But I didn't get negative about it. I just made the adjustments.
Yeah, because all of life is about making those adjustments.
It is
Every
not
day.
excuses, but adjustments, and working with other people. You know, and I don't think we should ever work for people or they work for. We should just work with people.
Yeah. And if you even, there's another example of shifting your perspective. If you change that as you're heading into work today, or you're going to tackle some task or some teamwork or something, think about it in those terms. And then you're more available to somebody else, and they're hopefully more available to you.
Yes.
I love all of these examples. Now let's just bring it all back to health and wellness, because you talk about, I mean, you don't make excuses for the reasons the weather is the way it is for it to get in the way of your goals and what you're doing with your running, for example, or coaching others on their health fitness journeys.
Well, we can't let things get in the way of our big dreams, our big goals, or what our priorities really are. And honestly, health and wellness is not normally your day priority. That's why I do think it's really important people knock it out first thing in the morning, because life happens. If you wait until 2, 3, 5, I mean, we're tired, right? Like, it's been a long day, and maybe we're not even physically tired, but we're mentally tired.
Yes.
You know, get the most important things done first, and that should be taking care of yourself. And you are never too busy for yourself.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. I'm so glad that you were here to chat with us. Thanks so much, April. And if we have more questions for you, if we want to strike up a conversation, where do we find you?
Yeah, AprilLundFitness.com. Facebook is a wonderful way to get a hold of me too. And I promise I'm starting an Instagram this week. I'm really excited.
good.
I'm going to get hip.
Get with
Be on
it, April.
Insta. Yeah.
Perfect. Sounds good. Your nails do look fabulous, by the way. Absolutely. Okay, we're taking a break. We'll be right back with more.